Welcome back, everybody. It's Megan
and Timothy.
This week we want to talk to you about communication because we've noticed that a lot of the fights and arguments that go on at our house are because of miscommunication. Okay. So Timothy, you and your brothers are interested in a lot of different things, and you're not really always interested or know as much about a topic as, say, your brother. Mm-hmm. Now, how does that work out for your communication problems?
Well, it can be challenging, especially sometimes if you're trying to talk to someone and they just don't seem to understand. You can kind of, it just gets annoying after a while. You can also might be mean to them, think, oh, they don't know anything, but that's not true. It's just hard for them to understand.
So what suggestions would you have around that?
Well, I think one is you can sort of put things in a simpler form. For instance, my brother really knows a lot about engines and stuff, and the thing is, sometimes you just need to, if they don't understand you, maybe sort of think of a simpler way to say it.
That's a great idea, especially if you're talking to some younger kids as well. We noticed that the little guy in our family gets really frustrated if he doesn't understand what the conversation's about, so we have to reword it so he does get what's going on.
Yes, that is true.
Another thing we noticed is that miscommunication is a big one, right?
That is a very big one. Fights a lot of the time start because two people heard something, but maybe they interpreted it differently, or someone didn't understand what the other person was saying and maybe thought they were mad or something like that.
So, and you've noticed this with your friends too, right?
Yes, I've had that a lot of the time. Maybe my friend will say something, maybe they don't mean it, maybe they were just angry, or maybe it was just a miscommunication.
So what can we do about that? How would you handle that situation, or what can you do to avoid it?
Well, I think first of all, if you think something say someone says something and you might want to get angry at them, stop and think, okay, think about what they're actually saying. Don't just hear something and then jump to a conclusion. Think of what they're saying.
That's a really great point. We talked about this when we talked about feelings and communication and observe. So trying to observe without judging, name calling, and blaming.
Yes.
The other thing you were talking about with your friends was to think about, do they usually act like this?
Because, say, your friends, maybe they're kind of upset and they don't want to play with you. Instead of saying, oh, they hate me and they're mean, think, do they usually say this? Do they usually get mad at me or something? They might just be having a bad day, or they just aren't in the best of moods. And also sometimes they say the wrong things. Things can come across as mean. People don't always think about what they say first, and so they could say something that sounds mean to you, but maybe they just didn't say it the right way. So always check before you jump to a conclusion.
That's a great point. Do you find sometimes it helps to have an adult or someone else come in and help you work through your problems?
Well, I think it depends. Sometimes if you're very angry or you need help, then yes, an adult would be nice. Sometimes if it's not too big, it might be nice to also practice just to try to work things out on your own. Maybe if it's just a small problem, you can work it out on your own, or if it's not really big. It depends on the situation. Bye! Bye!